All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about making scatter plots in Google Sheets. And then we're going to be using this equation to calculate the line of best fit. And remember, our equation for line of best fit for a linear line is y equals mx plus b. And there are obviously other forms of lines of best fit, which we'll talk about in just a moment. So here we go. We are going to be looking at the price of Bitcoin over the years. And so here we are on month 0. And this goes all the way out to the current month. Right here. Oh, I have some extra data. I'm just going to delete that. It looks like I may have pasted. I repasted a lot of data. Okay, just delete that. Okay, so here we go. First thing we can do is just highlight this. Then I can go to Insert Charts. And it gives me different chart options. There's a line chart that's pretty nice, actually. We are looking at scatter plots. Take note, scatter plots here. There are so many data points here. It's kind of hard to see that last little drop down. So the line chart is actually a little more descriptive. You can kind of go with either one at the moment. I'm going to go with the line chart because I like that better. Generally, we're going to be using scatter plots for this chapter. Inside of here, you can click on Customize. You can obviously add in your chart titles, which we worked on earlier in this year. And I'm going to add in a trend line, and I'm going to pick linear. Obviously, who knows? Maybe maybe this is something different. You can kind of play around with those, test them out, see what the R value looks like for each of them. I'm just going to pick linear because that's what I want for this one. My label, I'm going to show that equation and show that R value. There we go. So this is my equation. That's telling me that the slope is 153. So for every month that goes by, Bitcoin, on average, has gained $153. Now, if we scrubbed out the last 12 months, this would look a lot different. But they happened, so we'll keep it in there. And the point of this video is to show you how to use Google Sheets to calculate this line of best fits. It's kind of by hand, but also on the calculator, or it's on Google Sheets. All right, so just kind of going to clean this up a little bit. So here's our formula for the line of best fit. We have the slope and the y-intercept. And we need to calculate the y-intercept, we need the slope. So we'll calculate the slope first. And here we go. I'm going to keep all my variables up here, and I'm going to label them all. Yeah, I'll just keep it here. So n. So n is the number of terms. So to get the number of terms, I could manually count, but I'm going to be counting using the equation. And this should let me, not pulling up an equation. All right, for some reason it's not pulling up, it's not letting me do equations over there, but I can do equations over here. Not really sure why that is occurring, but it's happening. So you could highlight all of these and it will count those for us. There we go. So that's our n value, 129. And I think, I just want to show how this would work. There's another way you could do it. I think we could just count there, click on that. I don't know if it'll count month or not. Yeah, it does not count the month. So that's kind of nice. And I just remembered we're going to need this space for something else. So I'm just going to copy paste this over here. I copy paste did not copy my equation. So inside of here, I'll delete that. I want to count that. Okay. So n is 129. And month will be our x values, price will be our y values. So the next is the sum, so the sigma of x, y. And so that's going to be x multiplied by y. Here I'm going to take and multiply the x, and enter. And this is kind of slick. Google Sheets actually will autofill this for us. We don't need to drag it down. You could click on that and it will autofill it. I'm not going to do it just so I can show you how to drag it down in case your computer doesn't work. You click that bottom right corner and you can drag it and it will multiply all those for us. And I just labeled that XY. All right, next I need to do the sum of the x's, sum of the y's. I'll do those later. Sum of the x squareds. Okay, so x squareds, I need to do x times x. Choosing capital X's here, I'm not sure why. Doesn't mean anything. So that's times itself. I'll pick on that auto refill just so it's doing it for me. There we go. So that's going to give me all of my x squared values. Then I'll find the sum of them next. And I think we're getting pretty close. I don't think I need to do anything else there. So now I need to find all these pieces. So put this up here. All right, the first one is called the sum of x times y. So that's going to be the sum of this column. Then we have, I'm just labeling these nice and easy for myself, sum of x. So it's equal to the sum of the x's, which are the months. And the sum of the y. So I'm just looking here at the formula and everything I need. Sum of the y's equals sum. Suggestion, and that's the y's, that's the price. And what's next? Sum of the x squared values equals sum x squared. I should label that. I'll just do xx. Then we have the sum of the x's. Then we'll have to take that number and square it. Sum of the, I already did the sum of the x's actually, didn't I? Right above it. Silly me. All right, I think I have it all. Let's calculate. So here's our calculation. I'll do it right down here. So equals, I'm just going to use parentheses. Our n value is this number. I'm going to hit Shift 8 to get the multiply. XY, some of the xy's is there. Subtract some of the x's. Shift 8 for multiply. Sum of the y's. Close parentheses, that's my whole numerator. Open a new set of parentheses for the denominator. N value multiplied by the sum of x squared, that was this one. Subtract the sum of the x's squared. Okay, the sum of the x's squared, that's this number. And I can just square that. And there we go. I look it all over, cross my fingers, say a little prayer, hit enter, and there it is. Look at that. The slope is 152.5, and boom, 153 is the slope given there. So it's rounded it a little bit, but they are the same. So we did it right. Yippee. So to find b, it's much easier. That is just equal to the sum of the y's minus the slope, which is this number, multiplied by the sum of the x's. And I needed those in parentheses. Divided by end value. Say a little prayer again, and there we go. It did it. So we have now calculated our slope and y-intercept by hand, and that is it for this video.